things are tricky to send anyway.
Hey, guess what, guys?
Hey, we're live.
We're going. Not quite. Maybe.
I think it says live on mine, and it said something about being, hey, you're live streamed. I was like, oh, okay.
Awesome. We haven't started anything. I'm just starting the live.
Is it working?
So,
This thing isn't as big as the other one. Oh my God, that thing is freezing here.
empty buttons. Yeah.
Oh, our pizza's here, solid.
Folks, you are tuning into the, I don't know how many we've done, but it is between two shows, between 11 and 12, 11.5. We are live on YouTube with the Mineral. Buttons is here, but she is currently accepting a pizza from DoorDash.
Ooh.
Impeccable timing on dinner tonight, by the way. But so Bill, what's been going on, man? I know we haven't I've dropped the ball on getting some shows out and getting things scheduled, but my personal schedule and work schedule is a little hectic. But anyhow, how the hell have you been?
Oh, I haven't been too bad, sir. Just working. Course is shut down. We got our first big snowstorm of the winter last night, about 8 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, so I guess like I said earlier before we got on, I've been shoveling snow all day, man. I'm worn out.
Shoveling stuff. For those of you who may be tuning in and haven't listened to our show, Bill is in Anchorage, Alaska. He works there at Anchorage Golf Course. Right now, they are under what he says to be about 8 inches of snow overnight. So I know based on the news, there's been quite a difference between the East and the West as far as weather right now. So we still have of course, the wind here in Florida was a little cool today, but definitely experiencing from between St. Augustine, Florida and Anchorage, Alaska, definitely a big difference in climate there. How many hours of daylight are you at now?
It gets right around 9:30 or so. And it sets around 6. So
Folks, we have
maybe 9 hours.
we have dinner. We have dinner. Unfortunately, dinner was not sponsored. BTS is not sponsored by. You need to get over here. Why aren't you in the picture? Oh, you are in the picture.
Be there.
There.
The
I
deal.
wish it was because
What's on the side?
I could go for a pizza right now.
Over there on the side, babe, is the live stream.
Okay, so it's lagged a little bit.
Yeah,
then.
so there's a little bit of a lag.
Okay.
Oh, exactly. We have an unofficial sponsor tonight, Papa John's. We paid for that sponsorship this evening. Anyhow, so let's move on. The last show, our guest was quite a surprise to you. We had PGA Peggy and Peggy Gustafson. I didn't even ask her how she says her last name. I've just been saying Gustafson.
Yeah, it's Gustafson.
Well, growing up here in the South, we had and our Southern listeners will know, we grew up with Mom and Pop Gustafson.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They were very, very prolific in the milk game in the grocery store. You go into a Publix, Mom and Pop Gustafson's milk was the premier milk, at least in my household. That was the
Yep.
thing. So I have an interesting question regarding milk. Now that we're talking about Gustafson, we got off Peggy a little too quick, but we do appreciate Peggy coming on. That was quite a surprise to Bill, as they worked together at least some of the year. Bill stays in Anchorage full time. Peggy does not. She travels back and forth teaching where work takes her. I think she does a lot of her time in Arizona during
Yeah,
the
mostly.
off season.
Like I said, she's
What-
up here right now, teaching now.
Is she?
Yeah, she's back for like 2 weeks teaching at one of the virtual places we have here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I just saw, like I said, I just saw her today. She was at the pro shop.
Oh, good. Send her our love.
Yeah, she said she had a blast. She was like, I had so much fun doing that.
We really had a good time playing golf. That was really fun. And I tell you what, I don't know if you knew Peggy as a younger lady, but you can tell now in her golf swing now that as a younger lady, she could crush the ball.
Oh yeah.
She is definitely Thunder checking in on BTS.
Yeah.
Thunder, you're live on YouTube, bud.
Just randomly jumped up on my lap. And
You get some hashtag Thunder going on
wanted
the
some
Not a Golf
love.
podcast.
yeah, I got home from work, showered, sat down for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then logged in. So that's why when you were like, we're going live at 8 o'clock tonight, I was like, I'm not get home till like 3:50, something like that. So
Well, we're glad you can make it. Did you get you some dinner in you at least?
no. That's why I was like, ooh, 1 second. I had to get up and get some chicken tenders.
There you
Chi-
go.
Tenderloins. Not tenders. Actual like chicken tenderloins out of the freezer.
Well, hey, don't hesitate to eat here on the show. We're going to.
Well, I gotta
We're-
cook, so I gotta cook. I gotta cook it. So.
We're not going to take too much time. We're not going to take too much of our listeners'
Oh, I'm
time,
gonna
but
do rice, man. I probably won't eat till like 6 or 7 my time.
it has been quite some time since any of us have really talked with this hectic schedule that we've had. So
3 weeks.
it's really good to see you again. Speaking of the last show, I had a question regarding milk. So can we agree that the word whole, WHOLE, like the whole thing, means the exact same thing as 100%? Can we agree that? If I say the whole thing, I mean 100. Anytime I'm talking about
Yeah,
something
I
in its
mean,
whole,
you could really get into semantics on that, but yeah, for the most part, whole means 100%.
whole means 100%.
For the most part.
So why does milk go from 1%, 2%, 100%? Like, why don't we have the option of 67% milk?
Well, the thing is, whole milk is only like 4%.
Oh, I'm upset.
Because heavy cream is like fucking 45%
You
fat.
got a fact checker going on you now.
Yeah,
Buttons
No, I
is
was
fact
checking.
checking you.
I was not checking.
because
that.
heavy whipping cream in the kitchen, you can get different grades of heavy whipping cream. And the really good heavy whipping cream, I want to say, is about 45% fat.
Oh wow. Is that what the 1% and 2%
The
refer to?
1%, yeah, it's 1% fat, 2%
That makes
fat.
more sense. I need to be more clear with that though.
And that's why, yeah, whole milk. I don't even think just like whole milk, like over 10. Maybe.
They should be a lot more clear with that.
That's why a lot of them call it D, like just D vitamin D milk, like because it's just I don't know, it's so dumb. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
So
But
I
yeah,
was
I guess he's right.
mentioning,
yeah,
yeah, fact check
it's
checks
like-
out. You were right. I was mentioning that
Culinary
since the
thing, yeah.
speaking of the last show, Pick'ems was quite interesting. I had some results here. So with Pick'ems, DB takes another week. I think that's the second week in a row.
yeah, it's
DB
4 wins for him now.
DB wins. Second, Buttons loves that second place spot. she eats up that second place spot. Getting to a little more to places. I want to kind of dive into that here in a little bit. The Mineral coming in at third, Jay in fourth. Our guest, Miss Peggy, she coming fifth, and then Chef Will finding himself a relatively comfortable spot near the bottom down here with myself and the guest per usual. So I want to propose something. I know we're keeping track of how many wins that each person has, but I would like to kind of keep better track of placement throughout, like how we place with each other, not just scoring wins, kind of like of a cup point system, right?
Yeah.
So I propose to at least you two the Caddy's Cup, where it'll be a simple math deal that every week, first through sixth, will earn 6 through 1 points. So, for instance, first place will get 6 points, second place will get 5 points, third place will get 4, and so on. And then we keep those throughout the year. So Buttons coming in second place so many times is actually
it'll
good
add
because
up.
she's
I got you.
consistently coming in second. And I think that
Think about
better
that.
helps place
Yeah.
us instead of a certain amount of wins, being able, if you're consistently coming in second and you're never going to get that first pick spot, you know what I mean, when we do a draft style like we had discussed before.
You really want to make it interesting?
I mean,
The
that's
math
kind of
might be a little trickier, but first place gets 4 points. Second place gets 3 points. Third place gets 2 points. Fourth place gets 1 point. And then fifth place gets -1 point. Sixth place gets
stable for like
2
a stable
points.
for deal. Yeah, I think I would.
You that way, if you do good 1 week and then you get the 4, and then the next week you come in 6th, that's -2. You're down to 4. You're down to 2 points. Whereas if Buttons gets second and second, you'd be at 6th. You have 2-point lead.
I think for that, I think finding out some way is a good
Keep
way of
alive.
keeping it. But I propose the Caddy's Cup. We begin the Caddy's Cup where we can all kind of find a long-term placement on where we stand. So if we were to do what I proposed, I did the math just out of curiosity. If we did the 6 5 4 3 2 1 currently, and this is just season 2, this is not season 1 because I don't really have each individual picks, but since we started season 2, I've started the little spreadsheet of picks. So those were the ones that I was able to calculate. So if we were to do season 2 right now, Buttons would be in first place with 15 points. Donnie B would be in second place with 14 points.
Okay.
The Mineral would be in third with 11 points. Jay would be in fourth with 9 points. Chef Will with 8, and guests 6. So it still kind of falls where, I mean, I don't think it matters. I like how you're doing because that's very stable for style, like in golf. Your eagle is 8 points, your birdie's 4, your par's 2. No, your par's 1, your birdie's 2, your eagle's 4, and a double bogey is -1. A bogey is 0, but a double bogey is -1 or something like that.
You bomb out, that should be -1.
Okay, so I think if we do that, we figure out like fifth place is a 0. So that'd be fourth is 1, 2, 4, 8. First place gets 8 points, 4 points, 2 points, 1 point, 0 point, -1.
Or -2. You're going in 2s. -2. If you come in last, boom, -2.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I really, me and Chef Will are kind of hanging there at the bottom anyway. So, speaking of pick'ems, last time, Bill, you were genius enough to throw the UT and Tide game into pick'ems. And myself, you, Buttons, Chef Will, Peggy, we all went with the Tide. But old Donnie B went with the upset with Tennessee. And boy, did they shine in some spectacular fashion. Where were
Yeah.
you the night UT beat Bama?
I was sitting at the, I was actually, I might have been working that weekend. Yeah, we were working. And I started watching part of it. At work, we were putting the covers on the greens, and we were putting the covers on the greens, and um, I just had it sitting in the golf cart, and we were kind of watching it, and it was a blowout to Tennessee right before halftime, and I was like, this is, I was like, this is about done, man. Whatever, and turned it off. We finished up for the day, drove home, showered, all that good shit. Turned it back on, and I was just like, wait, what the fuck? It was almost tied or something like
Maybe
that. It was
cut
the fourth quarter late, and then I just ended up watching the last little bit of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I missed a good bit of that one just because we were having to put the covers on the greens.
Sorry, folks. Buttons and I were at a cool little Irish pub, and we need to kind of shout them out before I go any further. McGuire's Irish Pub in Pensacola and Destin. Kind of not kind of spectacular feel there. We also got a cookbook that comes with the stuff in the menu. Donnie B just texted back. We from the text. Did you
Yeah,
see
he
it?
might be watching.
Let's hope Donnie B's
Said,
watching.
whoop, whoop.
Donnie B,
Yeah.
if you're watching, shoot us a text.
Because I think that was just coincidental texting time that he texted whoop whoop about the win right when we got done talking about him whooping ass.
Well, because Jay
It's
texted.
probably Nadine's anniversary.
Well, you texted this. The
I did. I
winners.
texted
Yeah, he texted the
Uh-oh.
list of the winners or whatever.
so
That's
you
good.
know that the fans, they rush the field, they tear the goalpost down, and then they throw them in the Tennessee River.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The University of Tennessee has a genius and sarcastic way of going out on social media and saying, hey, you hauled them out, disposed of them, you got to pay for them. Also, the University of Tennessee was also assessed $100,000 fine for rushing the field, which I imagine this money that they raised will help pay off. But the University of Tennessee, the Vols, I'm dripping Papa John grease everywhere. But the University of Tennessee, the Vols, raised over $160,000. Bill's heading out. He's probably going to go get chicken tenders. Everybody's left. It's just me and Shorty Dog. But we did not donate it, but I did agree with the reaching out to the fans and having them pay for that. I know that the $100,000 is going to go to the SEC, I guess, wherever they pay the fines. And hopefully, I guess they got their new goalposts. I would have definitely went and fished those goalposts out of the Tennessee River and put those back in for 60 grand.
This little man just racked his head so hard. We were playing down low, and he was spinning and just bam, crushed his head.
You know, if anybody was smart and gave a shit, and I'm not judging Tennessee fans because they deserved that feeling. They deserved that night.
Yeah, they did.
I think when you pull off, especially when you're the university, no one expects in any given year, at least as long as I can remember, at least with a Nick Saban team, at Alabama, Nick Saban, Alabama. You don't expect a team like Tennessee to be a threat, Neyland Stadium or not. So when you do that at home and you shut down Nick Saban, that's pretty special. And I think your goalposts go in the Tennessee River. And they paid for it. So, good for them. Good for them. Who's next? Georgia is Saturday. Do they rock Georgia in Athens? It is in Athens, right?
That I actually don't know.
Speaking of coaches, your last Minerals Minute was overpaid coaches.
Yeah, and buyouts and that bullshit.
I don't remember the feller's name at Tennessee. Think he's getting a raise?
I don't. Yeah, probably if he's depending on what his contract was for. And where is that? Tennessee at Georgia. Yeah, it would be.
Mineral, I can agree that we probably think it's overpaid though, right?
Yeah. Alabama, LSU too. That's a big one. LSU's up to number 10.
If those Tennessee fans were smart, they'd have found someone with a sawzall and started chopping that goalpost up into pieces and selling it.
Yeah. Yeah, sell like 1 foot chunks of it.
Yeah, something.
Probably get like $250 for a 1 foot chunk.
You could probably do that now. Just go get you some aluminum post from tubing from Lowe's, paint it yellow.
Yeah, and be like, hey, this was the Tennessee goalpost.
Yep. Say you fished it out.
That probably would work.
I did like your Minerals Minute on the last, excuse me, folks. My dad did teach me not to talk with my mouth full.
Well, it's only half full.
But if you look on your screen, it should be somewhere up here. There is an X, and you do not have to watch me eat with my mouth full or talk with my mouth full. So your Minerals Minute, that was really good. I like that. I liked Button's new entertainment game show.
Yeah, I like the trivia thing too.
Yeah, that was really good. And she's thinking about mixing it up. I will, but I'm probably good for now. She's thinking about mixing it up. So it's not just going to be trivia. There's going to be some different little games that get thrown in and out with a different little feel. So looking forward to see what Buttons is coming up with. That's pretty much all we had for this evening. I just kind of want to see how everybody felt about the last show, even though it was delayed. Bill, have you had a chance to listen to the last show?
I actually did listen to it. Once again, your commercials are just commercials on point.
It's just forever looking and finding some YouTube creators and different creators out there doing funny stuff and kind of throwing them and any kind of love that we get, making sure that they get it as well. So thanks to those that have contributed to our commercial, our break system. Did you happen to catch your little one-liner at the end?
No, I didn't.
Do you ever?
Yes, normally I do listen to it, but this one, I turned my truck off, and it was I stopped listening at like with a minute left, and then when I got in the next morning, I was like, well, I don't want to have to start something new in a minute or like 2 minutes when I'm driving. I'm like, I'll just start something new now while I'm parked. I didn't want to be driving and try to find a new thing to listen to. So I was like, I'll just do it before I pull out on the spot, So I didn't catch like the last 2 minutes of the show. Something like that.
Well, we are getting ready to hit the road.
I will go back and listen to it. I'll go back and finish what I didn't.
It's very fitting.
It was only a couple minutes, so it won't take me long to finish it.
Yeah, it's very fitting. Anyway, Buttons and I are getting ready to hit the road. She is back. She is just here off camera. Shorty Dog is
I'm
in her
over
spot.
here.
There she is.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to hit the road. We're gonna head out to Texas. We got some work out there, and we will be setting up and coming to you from Caddy's Houston, Caddy's Whiskey Tavern, Houston, Texas, which we're looking forward to getting there, getting to those guys, getting a new scenery, new place, new feel, good winter work. So, and then the breeze amongst the powers that be sounds like I will maybe leave straight from there for Anchorage, Alaska.
Hoorah.
Yeah,
Hoorah.
looking forward to that. So how cool would it
Yeah, man.
be to be able to have the Mineral in the same room during a show?
Pretty cool.
And
It'll
just
be
to have
pretty
you finish the project you started, which will be nice, and not some other wackadoodle who thinks
And
they know
some
the
oh,
shape.
and some other projects too, some things that were more than just the original. Folks, we can check buttons out. However, she is currently on.
Damn.
She's on Shorty Dog Cam.
Shorty
Forgot
Dog
about
Cam.
Shorty Dog Cam.
I'm good. You can take it back to you.
Anyhow, anyhow, the Mineral. Anything you'd like to say between these two shows? I'd like to. I don't think I'm going to get anything scheduled as far as recordings between now and when we have to leave. Things just are too pressing. As soon as we get settled in Houston and get set up in Caddies, we will be scheduling a recording as close to immediately as possible.
Outstanding.
So folks, look forward to that. We will try to put out a few different things, little videos here and there, just checking in with you guys so you don't think that we've totally just disappeared on you. We haven't done that. We are not going anywhere so far. We are with you. Just be patient with us. This is all amateur for us. We're not getting paid to do any of this. We're doing it all on our own spare time. We do thank you for that patience. We thank you for listening. We thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry, Bill. I think I stole your light, but anything you'd
No,
like to say before we head out?
No, I mean, I don't really have too much. Just glad things are going good for you. And looking forward to you coming back up here, hopefully.
Amen.
Yeah, otherwise, you know me, I'm just gonna keep doing my grind, man. Just cutting down trees and shoveling snow.
Good for you. Sounds pretty easy. Doesn't sound too
It,
complicated.
it gives me time to think up good mineral minutes and good tidbits of things like that. So
Of course, as you folks see, we want to thank Zoom for loading this meeting up to YouTube, putting us live on their buttons. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to ask you, what did you
welcome.
think about? Well, first, you were out in there when we were talking about your little game show. We like that. We like that feel, and we're looking forward to
thought it
what
was fun.
else. What else you're gonna bring there? But otherwise, what did you think about the last show?
It
You
was
got
good.
second in Pick'ems again.
It was good. It was a good show.
yeah,
They've all been good.
like I said,
Me.
Peggy enjoyed it. She had fun. So
Peggy was definitely the highlight of the show. Definitely Peggy brought the flair to the show. It was nice having her in the same room. We haven't been in the same room almost 2 years.
No,
or
I'm pretty
over a
sure
year.
Chef Will brings that every time.
Yeah,
it's
Chef
always
Will
him.
definitely brings the color.
even
doesn't-
even today when I went into the pro shop and was chatting for a moment, she was like, "Yeah, that guy with the stuff and the hair." She's like, "He was hilarious." She's like, "I like him. He was a character." I was like, "Yeah, Chef Will." Like,
Oh,
yeah,
Chef
he was a
Will.
character, yeah. So she really got a kick out of him.
I've really Buttons, would you agree with me that it's there's really this kind of hole in the last few weeks with not having Chef Will, not seeing him and talking to him other than the text, but not having him up there on the screen and bouncing
Yeah, I miss
different
old
things
Chef
and
Will.
ideas
Ready to
off
see
of
his
him.
beautiful face.
Yeah, we're gonna get something. We're gonna get something going here in the next couple weeks as soon as we can get to Houston. Again, folks, bear with us. We'll try our best. Maybe something will pop up between now and then. Maybe not. We're not making any promises. We did bring you BTS tonight, BTS 11.5. Don't forget, head over to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Go ahead and give us a follow there. Also, follow us where you find and listen, watch your podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that good stuff. What else do I usually say? Subscribe. Again, none of this is scripted.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
definitely not memorized yet. You guys know what to do. Y'all been doing it long enough. And if you give a shit, go ahead and
Follow,
hit
like,
that bell.
Share, subscribe, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah,
Do it.
if you give a
Thank you
shit, we
for-
appreciate it. That's the best way for you to show us love is to do that. Interact with us on social media as little as we do it. But please shoot things back to us. We really enjoy that. Chef Will texting coincidentally. Chef thinks this shit is rigged. He's talking about pick'ems. He's referring to pick'ems.
It's
I was
definitely
hoping
not
maybe he was
rigged.
watching.
I pick them. I make the pick'ems like an hour before the show. Mostly, I'm just like, here's a bunch of games that are good.
Is Top Chef? Is it on TV? You need to throw him a Top Chef bone or something.
Yeah. Who's gonna win in Top Chef?
Is that even on TV
I
anymore?
don't know. I have no
One
idea.
of them Top Chef or Master Chef or one of the Gordon Ramsay things or one of them. I think it's
Yeah, I
still
don't.
on, but I don't.
I'm sure there's something out there.
I don't know about you guys, but when we're talking about food with Chef, he gets into this almost so professional mode that if you're not on his level, it could get a little boring, to be honest. But when he comments on things outside of his what you would think to be his realm, that is where the color comes in. When he brings in the opinions about golf and he gives a shit for all the golf we talk on the Naughty Golf podcast.
never
But
played
we
it.
love you, Chef.
I've
We're
never
gonna see you
played
soon.
anything
Don't
on
worry.
golf. Man, it's Brown. You know that too. You know that. You son of a bitch.
I love Chef to
love
death. We all love Chef to death. Hopefully he'll tune in. Hopefully he'll watch this.
He a goofy son of a bitch. I love it.
Mineral, we thank you for your time. Shorty Dog, we thank you for your time. Folks, we thank you for your time. We're gonna get out of here and let the Mineral get some dinner. I got another pizza. We thank you for watching.
Yes, always a pleasure.
What is
to
my I
join
don't
you,
even
sir.
say know what I say. That's a wrap. That's what I
Yeah,
say.
that's